Welcome, everybody, to Great Crossing High School in beautiful Georgetown, Kentucky, for tonight's 41st District basketball game, boys basketball. Great Crossing will take on Franklin County. Cal Oaks here along with Keith Greiser. And Keith, Great Crossing's been on a pretty good roll of late. It's been through some challenges. We talked about last year being the COVID year, and just off air just now, I was kind of saying they've all become COVID years, as this is a lot of the same challenges facing some of these teams. But Great Crossing's been able to fight through it, make the most of what depth they do have, and win 3 straight coming into tonight.
Yeah, 10-3 record is strong for the Coach Page, and I know that he's happy with the way that the kids have played and the way that folks have said it's been a next man up kind of mentality for them, and the kids have risen to the occasion, and the depth is starting to develop, where he can play more and more kids. And so I know that he's proud of what they've been able to do, and to get wins in the process of learning is always a good thing.
Yeah, they went down to Madison Southern. There were a lot of complexities. They were playing at a middle school gym. It was late Saturday night. Tough opponent on the road. They got behind by 10 early, and then they got a big boost off the bench from a couple of those guys you mentioned indirectly, Taekwon Stakelin and Christian Martin. Taekwon had a career-high 11 points, and Christian Martin had some big buckets early in the game, second quarter, to kind of close that gap and help Great Crossing take the lead just before halftime. So that was a big region win in the 11th region, but now they return to the district where they are 2-0. They have defeated Western Hills in a pretty tough game, and then a rather easy one last week against Frankfort. In print, I've talked about this as a revenge tour for Great Crossing. If you look down their early schedule, the first half of the season, they have settled some scores from the first 2 years, and they've got a big one to settle tonight, as last year Franklin County was the team that knocked them out of the district playoffs. The year before that, it was Frankfort. Last year, it was Franklin County, 55-50. The Flyers went all the way to the region semifinals.
And the Franklin County has had lots of good, strong teams, and they're always scrappy. They always play super hard and super physical, and I would expect nothing less from them tonight as they come in here to the Bird's Nest to take on the Warhawks. And I think that the Warhawks are going to have to be ready for physical play. I don't think, their record isn't great, but if Great Crossings comes in here thinking that they're going to have an easy win, I'd say they've got another thing coming, because Franklin County places a lot of pride, a lot of tradition, a lot of history of winning games, and just they're going to get after it tonight, so it should be a good game.
Franklin County comes in with a record of 5-9 overall. Again, they have a lot of multi-sport athletes on their roster, a lot of football players, and those guys probably got a late start to the basketball season, so they had another strong run in football. We saw that play out last year. Some of those guys made an impact later on as the season wore on. It is a new regime for the Flyers. Jonathan Moore is the new head coach, is a guy we know pretty well. Tony Wise rode off into the sunset after that run to the region semifinals last year. But Coach Moore coming in from Carroll County, where he was the head coach for a couple of seasons. In fact, they came in here and played Great Crossing last year, so there's some familiarity there that Coach Page can maybe reference that game a little bit. But it's a lot of unknown quantities also by the same token.
Yeah, I was looking at some of the stats from Franklin County that they had on the KHSAA website, and Zach Cox, number 23, is a junior guard and averaging 18 a game, shooting 44% from the three-point line, which is pretty strong, and he's also their leading free throw shooter. So I think he's not only sitting behind the line, but I'd say he's driving to the basket to get to the line as much as he has. And so I'm sure they're going to focus on trying to shut him down, as he's one of 2 guys that they have averaging double digits. The other one being Andrew Chenault, number 20, who's a junior center, averaging 10 points a game. And so I think those 2 guys are going to come in and try to do what they can do tonight. Coach Moore, you mentioned his name, and that makes me think back to the good old days when Gary Moore was the coach at Franklin County, way back when they had guys like David Evans and Ronnie Robinson that were storming the court and really, really tough teams. And Gary Moore could really coach. He's a Georgetown College guy, so a lot of the folks that are listening may remember Gary Moore, but great tradition over there.
You mentioned Zach Cox, and he was really the central figure, I thought, last year. He was the guy that was most difficult for Great Crossing to deal with. I thought they did a pretty good job in that district game defending some of those multi-sport guys that have graduated, a lot of them. But Zach hit a couple of key shots, big threes. And you talked about his three-point prowess. They have made 69 three-pointers as a team, and he's hit 43 of them. So I think if you can cut those opportunities off, you've got a good shot to be successful if you're Great Crossing.
Yeah, it's got to be a point of emphasis for Coach Page. I'm sure that he's wanting to cut the head of the snake off, and that's Zach Cox for sure. He averaging that kind of 18 points a game, and like I said, he's also their leading free throw shooter. So he must be aggressive going to the basket as well as pulling up from deep.
For Great Crossing, Trey Dawson, Vince Dawson III, has been the leading scorer just about every game this season, or one of them. He's averaging 16.7, coming off a 23-point performance in that win at Madison Southern. Malachi Marino averaging a double-double, 11.2 points per game. And he is also pulling down 12.5 rebounds. He had another 10.9 rebounds, 6 block performance down at Mad South. He's just at 6'10", just a very difficult matchup problem for almost anybody. And Franklin County doesn't appear to have a ton of size, so that could be beneficial for GC tonight as well.
Yeah, and Malachi continues to come into his own. You know, I've mentioned last time when I was on the podcast with you that you know, his coordination from 8th grade year to this freshman year has been unbelievable, the growth that he has made. And I was talking to Eric Thornsberry, who's the observer of the officials and the assigner for the 10th and 11th regions. And we were both saying just how much he has grown as a player and in his coordination.
National anthem. We'll be back with you. Cal Oaks, Keith Greiser back with you for Great Crossing Franklin County boys basketball. Great Crossing on a 3-game win streak. They are 10-3, as Keith mentioned. And on that 3-game streak, they have been without their point guard, Janias Burrell, second-year starter, reclassified freshman, class of 2025. He's been an integral part of the growth of this program the past year plus. And he's been out of the lineups. They've had to use Trey Dawson and Gage Richardson as the primary ball handlers. And you mentioned Malachi Marino, rather, and Trey finding him inside, being willing to dump the ball inside, and they have been working inside out. And when you have a weapon like Malachi, if you can do that, you're going to be successful.
Definitely, yeah. He's been getting better at establishing position down there and not getting pushed away from the basket as easily, which is just he weighs enough to be able to do it if he just bends his knees and stays low, and he's getting much better at that. The teammates looking for him in high school, that's always a challenge. Feeding the post is one of the fundamental development things that has to happen, and they continue to get better at that.
And another thing that's benefiting Malachi, and it may be a chicken and egg thing, is that the other big man, Jeremiah Godfrey, has really come on strong. And I'm sure Malachi's presence takes a lot of the pressure off of Jeremiah, so they kind of feed off each other in that way. But he had a couple of career highs during this run. He had a 16-point game in the LexCath tournament and then a 19-point game against Frankfurt after that. had some big buckets down at Madison Southern as well. So we will look for him tonight to be a force. Gage Richardson just being introduced, a freshman who has been just a lights out shooter for a big portion of this season. He got off to a tough start in his first game, and then after that had an incredible run where he made 23 of his next 30 shots, and other teams finding they cannot afford to leave him open. And Ty Skierman, the veteran in that regard, brings a lot of those same skills, and he brings a toughness, a senior toughness that this team certainly needs.
Yeah, I saw that Gage is now shooting 50% from the three, and that really helps, like you said, open up the middle. You can't sag off of him at all, and you can't do that off Skierman. He hits all the tough shots. So looking forward to a great game here. We get ready to tip it off.
Zach Cox, you mentioned him. He's number 23. Zach Claudio, number 2. Andrew Chenault, number 20. 32, who, of course, is not in the program. We will pick up on whoever that is. And 30 is Max Mulder. Crossing wins the tip. Richardson thinks about a 3, gets it to Dawson instead. Left wing, a little too strong. Rebound comes down to Franklin County, but the Flyers throw it away. Cox saves it, though. And the Flyers will bring it up. Cox resetting it in the backcourt. Cox over to Chenault in the corner to Claudio. Finds the big man Mulder up top. Flyers work it inside, and a little scoop shot there by number 20, Andrew Chenault. He's averaging 9.6 points per game, gets the first 2 here.
Really a nice left hand to keep it away from Malachi on that finish. Dawson
lobs it to Marino. It's deflected away out of bounds by Mulder. It will stay with the Warhawks. 7:03 to play first quarter. 2-0 Franklin. Richardson inbounds from underneath the basket. Finds Dawson. A little bit off balance, but lays it up and in. We're tied at 2.
Nice out of bounds underplay to create that basket for Vince.
Dawson averaging 16.7. Now Godfrey with the long arms, and they will get a push on Skierman after the ball was tipped. First foul of the game for either team. 6:47 remaining here in the opening period.
I think Coach Page has to like what he saw with that press. That's the first time they've thrown the press on, and had an opportunity for a turnover right there. Just a little bit slow to get to the ball.
Picking up some debris on the court here, and now we will get the ball put in play. Cox with it for Franklin County, guarded by Godfrey up top. Finds Claudio on the right wing. Lob inside, blocked by Marino, rebounded by Dawson. Warhawks on the run for the moment, and now it's stolen by Cox. Skierman gets back, but Cox will lay it up and in. 4-2 Flyers. So Zach Cox, we're seeing how dangerous he can be early in the game. Skierman, left side, gets it to Richardson. Gage drives, bounce pass inside, but it's intercepted. Cox will come away with it. Leaned into Richardson, now he gets rid of it. Back to Claudio in the corner, guarded by Marino. Thought about driving the baseline, went the other way. Now it's tied up on the floor. Marino and Skierman down there fighting for it. It'll stay with the Flyers on the held ball possession arrow. Christian Martin checks in. Saw him getting some action in the JV game as he's still getting his lungs back after missing a couple of weeks. But as we said in the pregame, will be an integral part of the game plan tonight. Cox short on that one. Gets his own rebound, though. Left it front rim. He will reset. Now he picks up his dribble, has to get some help. Finds Claudio, guarded by Martin. The drive for Claudio, high off the glass, no good. Tipped around, went off of. Great crossing. 4-2, 5:20 remaining here. Flyers up early.
Malachi's got a block so far, and he's altered 2 other shots. really causing some problems for Franklin County when they drive down the middle.
Yeah, the same thing happened with Frankfort. They had to be a little bit loath to drive the paint because you're going to get it swatted most of the time. There's a deflection, and Richardson steals it along the baseline. Skierman up with it, bounces it to Godfrey, lays it up and in for an and one opportunity. Godfrey ties it with 5:01 to play in the period, and we'll get a chance to put the Warhawks in front as Dawson checks back into the game. Skierman sits down.
Warhawks did a really nice job of running the floor that time, especially Godfrey. Got down the floor first, set up his with his butt to the baseline, and caught that pass and immediately right up and finished.
Godfrey leaves the free throw on the front rim and rebounded by Mulder. They're going to get a foul on the Warhawks. Martin with the grab. 4-4 is the score. 4:58 remaining first quarter. Thank you for joining us here on the Bird's Nest Broadcasting Network, newsgraphic.com, and NFHS. As Martin gets a hand on the inbounds pass, it will stay with the Flyers. 41st District matchup here. Warhawks come in at 2-0. They've defeated the other two primary rivals, Western Hills and Frankfort. Cox with the leaner. The floater gets it to go in. A little off balance, landed awkwardly, but he gets up. Puts Franklin County in front, 6-4 for the third time. Martin inside to Godfrey, left baseline. He's in traffic, regains possession, gets it to Dawson. Dawson with the drive, the floater. Can't get it to fall. A rebound comes down to Franklin County. Pace to the Flyers' liking so far. Mulder drives. Found a rare seam along the baseline. They got a rare offensive rebound. Marino swats the second opportunity. And here come the Warhawks. Dawson drops it for Marino, who gets it to Richardson. Been a half-court affair so far, ticking down to the midway point of this first quarter. Richardson on the drive, too strong on the layup. Rebound Flyers.
Coach Page is trying to speed it up here on the defense. He's sending a trap guy quite often. Almost every possession, he sends somebody to go trap.
Cox with a deep three. It's good. 9-4 Franklin County. Not the start that Great Crossing wanted for sure. Coming in on a hot streak, but Franklin County has done what it has done in the past. Cox with 7 out of the 9. Dictating this so far. Dawson on the drive. Gets it to Marino nicely for another and one opportunity. Malachi gets on the board for the first time tonight with 3:24 remaining in the opening period.
Nice job by Dawson creating that drive to the middle, draw Malachi's man, and then dump it off to him to set him up for the play.
Max Mulder with his second foul, and Franklin County will have even less of an advantage down low as he's the big man for them and will sit down probably for most of this half with 2 fouls. Marino strong on the free throw. Godfrey went after the rebound. Franklin County couldn't find it for the moment, lost it in the sun, I guess. And now they will get it anyways. It went off of Dawson. 9-6 your score. Franklin County on top of Great Crossing early. 3:20 to play. Opening period. Zach Cox dribbling, now finds Claudio. Claudio guarded by Martin. Cox hit a 3 from where he's standing just a moment ago, but he's double teamed. Now he'll get rid of it. Martin hustling to get it away from Claudio. 2-on-1. At the head of it is Dawson. Nice pass by Richardson to cash in.
That's a really nice play by Martin. He's just close enough to his guy that when the fella made a mistake dribbling, he was right on top of that ball and able to create the turnover.
Warhawks within 1 as Martin feeds the fast break there. Franklin County gets through the little half-court trap to get a shot in the corner. That is Braylon Dawson. That's the number. It's 22 in the program. It's 32 on the court. So both teams have a Dawson that has been heard from early. 11-8, Franklin County. 2:10 remaining, first quarter. Godfrey, the drive. He'll get fouled and go to the line.
Warhawks being aggressive and getting fouls on Franklin County. They need to start making some of these free throws to take advantage of it.
That has been the bugaboo all season and really for the first 3 seasons. Godfrey makes that one, however. Madison Southern used, Coach Page called it the hack-a-tray against Dawson because he went into that game as a 50% free throw shooter, as Godfrey makes both here. Trey made 7 out of 10 that night to really put it away. Now here's a steal by Richardson and an easy lay-in for the lead. So Gage Richardson making his presence felt, both scoring and distributing early, and GC is on top for the first time. Franklin County having all sorts of trouble getting through the backcourt pressure. But there's a bailout foul by Martin. That's his second. Both teams now with 3. And we'll see Taekwon Stakelin for the first time, number 3. Taekwon with that career-high 11. He'd averaged 1.5 points per game in his career and only made 25 appearances for the Warhawks at the varsity level going into that one. Cox, guarded by Stakelin. Now he'll find Claudio. Claudio with the floater off the glass and in. Franklin County back on top. That Claudio, one of those football players that joined the team maybe a little late, but he is in the starting lineup tonight. Playing well for Franklin County. The lead has been swapped here a couple of times in the last minute. County's had it for most of the quarter, though. 13-12. Richardson with the ball, 1:15 and rolling. He will drive up and under and gets the contact and will go to the line. That foul is going to be on Chenault. It'll be his first, the team's 4th. Richardson trying to tie it or put GC ahead once again. He'll have to settle for the tie at this point as he rolls the first one off the rim, no good. Brendan Atkinson checking in for Franklin County. Skierman back to the scorer's table and into the game for the Warhawks, replacing Godfrey. Richardson 8 for 16 from the line before making that one on the season to tie it at 13. He's a better three-point shooter than he is a free throw shooter to this point. That's one of those things that will come with age, I think. Coach Page says they practice it more than anything, but as a team, they have struggled. Now Franklin County almost throws it away. Nice save there by Dawson to keep it in play. And another bailout foul. This one will be Richardson.
Yeah, sometimes those free throws, they just get in your head. These guys all have really nice form on their shot. There's no reason they should be shooting that low of a percentage other than just something mental going on. So it usually balances itself out. So hopefully by the second half of the season, they'll be coming along and it will even itself out. They'll be making a lot of free throws.
This is the second game getting used to some new rims. They did have a chance to break those in against Frankfurt last week. Dawson called for his first foul. All the fouls have been kind of touchy, ticky-tack stuff out front on the Great Crossing side of things. The Franklin County fouls has been a result of the Warhawks driving to the basket for the most part. We were tied, and Franklin County content to take its time here, ticking down to 30 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. It's been a good quarter for the Flyers as they have come in here and shown no fear or respect, as you might think. They won in the playoffs last year, as we mentioned, and there's a carry on Atkinson. He's kind of shrugging, but the call will obviously stand. 20.7 seconds as the Warhawks will have a chance to go in front here at the end of the first quarter. Skierman inbounds to Stakelin. 15 seconds to play. Stakelin looking like he's poised to set up the final shot here for Great Crossing. Richardson has it. Cross court to Skierman. Skierman drives left baseline. He will look, skip pass again to Richardson. 1 second. Floater. No good. It just took too long to get their shot, and it was not the one that they wanted coming down the stretch. Your score after 8 minutes, 13-13. Another tough 41st District battle in the making.
I think that Flyers gave a pretty good shot right there at the beginning. I think that the Warhawks have absorbed that and should be ready to take off here in this second quarter. I do think that Coach Page is liking the press, and they've gotten a couple of steals off of the full court press. it's been more successful than the half-court trap, so I think he'll probably go to that just a little bit more moving forward. And I think that the foul trouble that Franklin County is in could show its head before it's all said and done.
Great crossing, 5 for 9 from the field. They have only turned it over twice. So that's indicative of the pace of this one that the Flyers have kind of dictated. Trey Dawson and Jeremiah Godfrey with 4 points apiece. For the Warhawks, Zach Cox leads the Flyers with 7.
There's a stat for you. Franklin County is out rebounding Great Crossing 10-2 total rebounds.
That is bizarre. You could have taken a lot of money from me if you had told me that before the game. No way. Stakelin lobs it into Marino. It is deflected out of bounds. It will stay with the Warhawks. But that's got to be a point of emphasis if they get to halftime and there's still that kind of disparity, because there's just no earthly reason that should be happening. Stakelin with the lob to Marino. He can't get it to fall, but he'll draw the contact. And they'll send him to the line. That's another guy who has had his ups and downs from the line is Malachi Marino.
And he's got great form. Same thing as with Gage. There's the form is there, so it'll come. It's just a matter of mental.
Back rim on the first, 22 for 43 now on the season, so just above that break-even point. A lot of guys hovering down there on the team. They only shoot 56.5%. Walls, the best free throw shooter, not available tonight, along with Burrell. Dawson makes the second one to give the Warhawks the lead, 14-13, 12 seconds into the second period. Flyers break through the pressure. They had numbers for a moment, but fumbled out of bounds as the pass came in a little too hot.
Yeah, I think Coach Page is okay with them speeding up like that, just being a little bit faster and a little out of control.
Stakelin quickly up to Richardson. Faked the three. Now he gets it to Dawson on the elbow, where he has been super dangerous all year long. Missed it. Godfrey fighting for the rebound is going to get called for the foul. It's his first foul, Warhawks 6. So next one will put Flyers in the bonus. 5 team fouls for Franklin County. Cox pushing the tempo again. We get it to Atkinson. Guarded by Stakelin. There's an interception for Dawson. Dawson with the Euro and the foul, and he'll go to the line. Good foul there by Atkinson to foul him hard enough to prevent any chance at a layup or a three-point play.
Dawson with some really good anticipation there on defense, knew that pass was coming, shot the gap, and got himself an opportunity for some free throws here.
Trey, the reclassified freshman, great instincts, great ability to score the ball from a lot of old school fashion. Inside that three-point arc is where he does a lot of his damage, makes the free throw here.
And great shoes.
Yeah, those, you cannot miss those shoes. I can always follow where Trey is on the court.
At UK, they put them up on the board, what each player's wearing. They might need to start doing that over here, make the announcement of what kind of shoes those guys have on. The shoe game is strong.
Janias always has great shoes as well. 15-13 as he missed the second free throw, did Dawson. The Warhawks on top, their biggest lead of the night. Missed from close range, and now another fast break for Dawson. He will jam it home. Stakelin with the dime, and Trey with the slam. 17-13.
And that break started. Jeremiah Godfrey really got up and tried to block that shot and altered the shot, and then got him out on the fast break.
Cox with an air ball three, and now things are not going the way Coach Moore says. He's saying patience, patience, not the shot you need. They've done pretty well up to this point, but a chance here for a Great Crossing to establish a little bit of a gap. They've had a chance to do it from the free throw line, but might have to do it in more conventional fashion here. Stakelin picks up his dribble, gets it to Dawson. To Richardson. Stakelin cutting across. Dawson on the right wing. Stakelin takes a three. Front rim, no good. Ball was on the floor. Skierman came in after it, but Claudio picked it up. Going the other way for Franklin County, a three-point attempt. Way off. Dawson rebound.
Godfrey with a great challenge again.
Dawson with the drive, no good. Rebound Franklin County. Claudio up ahead to Cox. Cox has Richardson back there, missed the layup. And Skierman fighting for the rebound. It goes off of great crossing. Clock stops, 5:50 to play in the half. GC up 4. Marino set to check in again for the Warhawks, replacing Trey Dawson. So Coach Page doing a good job kind of rotating these 6 or 7. Give everybody an equal opportunity to get a breather in what promises to be a physical, emotional district matchup. So far, so good. 17-13, 5:40 to play in the half. Cox drops it to Claudio. Claudio, floater. He got past Marino, missed it. Rebound, miss. Rebound, Godfrey. A lot of second opportunities for the Flyers, more than you would expect them to get in a game where they are at a size disadvantage. And Mulder, their biggest player, on the bench with 2 fouls.
I believe Malachi got a fingertip on that second shot that they took, blocked it.
Marino gets fouled on the way to the basket. Coach Moore wanted to travel, didn't get it. Malachi will go back to the line for 2. They have kept Franklin County off the board for the first 2 minutes and 50 seconds of this quarter. Got a chance to stretch this out, but they've got to make some free throws. Marino makes the first to make it the 5-point lead, largest of the night. It was tied at 13 at the end of the first period. So 6 in a row here as Marino makes the second as well. And there's a steal by Ty Skierman. Gets it to Stakelin. Stakelin to Richardson in the corner. Step back 3, no good, but Marino's there for the rebound, puts it back up and in. And Franklin County will get a timeout as they have scored the first 8 points of this period, have the Warhawks, and that's the size of their lead right now, 21-13.
Great anticipation by Ty Skierman to get that steal and then kick it out for Richardson. And he had a good look, but it bounced off to the weak side. Malachi was right there to gather the rebound, spin the opposite way, and put it in for 2, causing the Flyers to have to take a timeout. Good hustle plays. Warhawks in this quarter showing a little more pizzazz than they did in the first period.
Yeah, and it just fuels the transition game, which is what they want to do, in addition to pounding the ball inside and taking advantage of that as well. Great crossing. Undefeated in the district so far. 2 impressive wins. Western Hills was a tough game on the road. They threatened to really blow out Frankfort last Tuesday night, and then Frankfort kind of played them even in the second half. Human nature kicked in a little bit there as it was a lot of basket swapping. 20-plus point margin of victory, however, against another not too distant nemesis. That's a team that knocked Great Crossing out 2 years ago. Obviously, in Kentucky, it's really a 30-game preseason to get you ready for that. Nobody knows that better than the Warhawks after the past couple of years being a top seed. Cox dribbling around through traffic, blocked by Marino. It will stay with the Flyers. You got to admire his courage there. He's about a foot shorter than Malachi, going right up after him.
I still think that's what Coach Page wants. They're playing a little faster than they're comfortable playing right now, and that press has got them flying up and down the floor and taking some shots that are probably not that advised.
Bench warning assessed to the Flyers and Coach Moore as he wanted a call that he didn't get there. Claudio guarded by Richardson, stolen away by Stakelin. Great anticipation again in the finish for Taekwon to make it a double-digit lead.
That's the third time that the Warhawks have stolen that trail spot to trail spot pass, and so I think they found a weakness in that offensive set and are taking advantage of it.
12 unanswered points for the Warhawks. They had the last 2 of the first quarter and now the first 10 here to open it up. Three-pointer that's no good. Rebound for Franklin County again, and it will stay with them on the deflection. Some substitutions as Coach Moore has got to get Max Mulder back in the game with the 2 fouls. Andrew Chenault also has been seated for a while, so their 2 leading scorers. Haven't seen their 3rd leading scorer, Jaden Madison. I assume that might be an injury. He has missed a few games for them, according to the stats. Ticking down to 4 minutes remaining in the half. Franklin County has not scored in the second quarter. There's another deflection by Skierman. Franklin County barely got it back. Cox will reset it. Dribbles behind his back, guarded by Skierman. Now gets it to Claudio. Claudio finds Mulder. Bounce pass inside. Dawson pump fake. Missed it. Richardson rebound. Richardson into Marino. Marino dropped pass to Godfrey. Might have shuffled his feet, missed the layup anyway, and rebounded by Mulder. Franklin County having all sorts of trouble in the half-court offense. Cox driving again at Marino. Step back 3 is no good. Godfrey got his fingertips on it. It went out of bounds. It will stay with Franklin County. 3:10 remaining. Franklin County has not scored in a hot minute.
It's impressive that Malachi is doing such a nice job when he gets switched off on the guards, being able to move his feet and stay in front and then challenge the shot, especially on an offensive player like Cox.
Tough foul there on Marino. Will be the 7th on the team and will send Franklin County to the line. That's Malachi's first. Franklin County will get a chance to break the drought with 3:07 remaining in the half as Chenault toes the line. Bounces around the rim and finally goes through to earn him another, 23-14. Vince Dawson the third, checking back into the game as Gage Richardson sits down. Back to single digits with the Chenault free throw. He makes the second to cut it to 8. First points of the quarter for the Flyers. Stakeland giving Great Crossing good minutes again, running the point right now. Finds Dawson in the paint, partially blocked. It will stay with Great Crossing. Cox got a hand on it.
I kind of thought he was trying to pass it to Malachi there.
It might have been. Either or, it stays with the Warhawks.
Man,
nice pass from Stakeland to Dawson. And another chance at an and one.
The out-of-bounds underplay sets that they've gotten Vince open shots on twice now. And really great execution to create an advantage for Dawson.
Trey with a chance to get into double figures here. He's got 9. Clock stopped at 2:53. Makes the free throw, so he has 10 of the 26. And that's an 11-point lead. Zach Cox dribbling all over creation and throws it out of bounds. He was trying to find a teammate on the right baseline, but no connection there. Tyler Valentine was the target. Actually, I take that back. It was Braylon Dawson. Franklin County in the gold with the blue numbers. Great Crossing in the home whites. There was a lob from Stakeland to Marino that was just a touch too high. It's hard to do that with Malachi. He's 6'10 plus, but just a little bit out of his reach. Franklin County ball after the turnover. Cox guarded by Stakeland in the backcourt. No field goals this quarter, down to the 2:22 mark of the second period. Mulder in the corner, and Marino is going to get called for the foul as it was a 50-50 ball with Chenault. Second foul on Malachi, and he will come to the bench, and Richardson will go in.
It was the right play to shoot the gap. He just didn't take the right angle, ran right into the offensive player.
26-15. Franklin County with a chance to cut into the lead once again. Chenault, 2 for 2, make it 3 for 3 in this quarter from the line. Franklin County has played a tough schedule under Coach Moore. They went to a tournament in Bowling Green over the weekend, I saw. Cox was on the all-tourney team down there. Chenault makes another free throw to get it to 9, 26-17. Stakeland to Richardson, inside to Dawson. Dawson, nice pass to Godfrey. Missed a layup, got his own rebound. Missed the second opportunity as well, and Mulder tears down the Karam. 2 minutes to play.
Some good opportunities there, just feeling a little rushed.
Got to finish. Again, that's the youth. Godfrey only a sophomore on this team with so many freshmen in starring role. Cox with a wild shot, missed it, but the second opportunity is put back and good by Mulder. Mulder on the board for the first time tonight. It's a 7-point margin now.
Another offensive rebound.
Danger of Franklin County going on a little bit of a run here at the end of the half. Skierman will drive, loses the handle, intercepted by Mulder. Cox, 1-on-3, takes it to the hoop and lays it in. It's a 26-21 game. Timeout, Great Crossing. So a 6-0 run for the Flyers to cut the lead by more than half.
I think that Franklin County took that.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah.
It seemed like an opportune time for maybe GC to stop it, but Franklin County's got things going its way right now.
Yeah, just some missed opportunities. Great Crossing has had 4 or 5 layup opportunities that they've missed, and which have led to Franklin County getting runouts and having numbers on the other end. Because you expect your teammate to make those 2-footers, and when they don't, sometimes the transition defense isn't what it should be. But to not have scored for the first 4 minutes of this quarter, Franklin County has turned it on for the last couple of minutes.
Great Crossing. Got to get something out of this possession going into the later stages of the half. Richardson, ball fake for the 3. Stakeland now throws it away. Mulder, another interception. And Cox with a chance to get the Flyers within maybe 3 or even 2. Nice little drive and drop to Mulder for the Bunny. 26-23. It's an 8-0 run. Coach Moore getting up some energy. Skierman for 3 to answer. Can't get it to roll in. Godfrey reaching for the rebound. Gets it. And they're going to get a foul on the Flyers. And it will be a 1-on-1 opportunity for Dawson. 33.7 seconds. Nope. Dawson will walk away. It's going to be Godfrey.
That 3-2 zone that Franklin County has jumped in has given the Warhawks a little bit of trouble. We found
these kids know that well. Franklin County was zone heavy last year in that run they made. Godfrey misses the free throw. It's on the floor. Atkinson gets it, almost throws it away, but Cox comes up with it. Chance to maybe tie this thing going into the half. Franklin down 3. 20 seconds. Atkinson and Cox playing pass. And Skierman bumps Cox, and he'll go to the line. Still in the single bonus situation. 9 fouls each way. Zach Cox with 9 points to lead the Flyers here in the first half. They were down by as many as 11. They have cut it to 3, and now what do we have? Still 1-1. They were double checking that. At least the scoreboard's working tonight. All kinds of problems with the clock in the Frankfurt game a week ago. Cox makes the first free throw. He'll get another and a chance to get Franklin County within a point. 9 unanswered for Franklin County. Ball tipped around and another offensive rebound. This time it's Cox. Franklin County will have a chance to take the final shot. 5 seconds, 4, 3. Cox guarded closely by Dawson. He has to take a deep 3 that is nowhere near the mark. And Great Crossing will go to the locker room, somehow surviving with its lead intact, 26-24. Not the end you want to the half, Keith. If you're the
something happened there in the middle of the quarter, and the energy kind of drained out of the Warhawks, and missed a couple layups, and I think it kind of got deflated, and they didn't get any more of those steals that they were having success with, and that half court back and forth passing that Franklin County was doing, where they were getting steals that led directly to layups. That stopped about halfway through the quarter, and then I really think the 3-2 zone that Franklin County was in gave some fits to the Warhawks, and we weren't able to necessarily solve that zone. So lots of things for Coach Page to talk about at halftime, with the number one still being hustle, which is making itself visible through the rebounds. I'm not sure what they ended up being, but
24-11.
yeah,
that is
just not acceptable.
No, it's
when
beyond.
your size is that much bigger.
That will be point of emphasis 1, 2, 3, and 4 probably in the locker room. Turnovers actually have favored Great Crossing. They have forced 9 and committed 5. A couple of steals for Gage Richardson.
And scored off quite a few of those, the Warhawks did. They led directly to layups.
Warhawks have only taken 21 shots. They are 0 for 4 from three-point range. They are 9 for 21 overall. Top rebounder, Dawson is the only player with multiple rebounds for the Warhawks. That is hard to believe. But it has been an interesting half, to say the least.
What did the free throws end up being?
8 for 14, so they rallied a little bit there in the second quarter after a slow start. Franklin County,
Franklin
5
only
for
missed
6,
1, right?
5 for 6. Yeah, so. Well, what are your thoughts on Franklin County's perspective at halftime here? What do you say if you're Coach Jonathan Moore?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of what we said before the game. They're going to come out and scrap, and they're going to hustle, and they're going to make plays that are 50-50 balls, or you're going to have to really work for them. And so I think that showed itself in the first half. The one time when Great Crossing was getting all of the 50-50 balls was when they took that big lead at the beginning of the second quarter. But then they almost relaxed, which can be a sign of youth. Not stepping on their throat when you had a chance, but letting them back in the game sometimes is a youth factor and a mentality thing that coach will get right. But now they're in a dogfight, and so I think that I do think that Coach Page is going to continue to want to speed up the game in the second half and double team Cox anytime that he can to get the ball out of his hands. Make other people on the Flyers team score and create things for one another. Because when Cox has the ball, good things are happening for Franklin County right now.
I just can't get over the rebounding difference. I know you never would have expected to see that in any game this year, I wouldn't think, but certainly not looking what they were going up against tonight. And they had Mulder, the big 6'7", 6'8" kid for Franklin County, on the sideline for a big portion of that half, and still were unable to take advantage.
Yeah, and there were some long rebounds that kicked out deep, but that's still not an excuse. You got your guards have to rebound too, and I didn't necessarily notice anybody leaking out trying to get out on the offensive end too quick. It was just Franklin County was quicker to the ball, and they've got some good athletes that have some quickness and speed, and their pursuit of the ball was more intense than the Warhawks that first half. So. I think the Warhawks are fortunate to be up 2 points and have played the way that they did. So I think that Coach Page has got to feel like he's in a good position still, because they can play much better than they have, and some things that are easily fixable can come to fruition in the second half and push it back out.
We hyped up Zach Cox as far as being the Flyers player to watch before the game, and I would say 80% of the time they've had the ball, it's been in his hands.
Yeah, and he's been able to score it. He's been able to drive and dish it off to his other folks that are down there on the block and create things for them. They have gotten him out of control a couple of times, but for the most part, when he's had the ball in his hands, good things have happened for Franklin County.
He's 4 for 12 from the field, so you've got to be mildly happy with that if you're Coach Page, but he does have 3 steals and 3 rebounds, which is more than any Warhawk has. Mulder with 4 boards leading the way. Mulder has only played 8 minutes and 44 seconds. Cox, the only Flyer to have played the full 16 minutes. It's been a 7-man rotation, as it has been throughout this past couple of weeks for Great Crossing. They do expect to have a full lineup, knock on wood, if nothing else crops up between now and then on Friday night, as their schedule is challenging, as you might expect. They go to Madison Central, which I guess tonight's game, Madison Central was supposed to come to Scott County. That was called off at the very last minute as I guess some contact tracing is being done, and both teams want to reschedule it, so it's not a forfeit, not a cancellation at this point. It is a postponement. But Great Crossing will be going down to Madison Central as of now for an 8 o'clock, a triple header with an 8 o'clock varsity tip. They host Western Hills, so the pattern of Tuesday night home games in the district continues. They had a tough one when they went to the Dome in December, and I don't think it'll be any different. That's probably the team that on paper seemed like the strong number 2 this season coming in. They've got a good three-headed monster there with the Campbells and with the 2,000-point scorer that reclassified and came back for a second senior year, Zach Simonis. So they're a dangerous team that will be coming in here as well. And we're finding out tonight that in this district, no matter who you play, it's gonna be, as you said, a dogfight.
Yeah, very competitive district, and teams with a lot of pride in what they do, pride in the way that they play and the way that they compete. So all of those games are dog fights. And Western Hills is a tough place to play. That wooden dome is a different feel when you're shooting in there, and it takes a minute to get used to. And so it's a different experience in that gym.
You can't hear yourself talk, and you can't hear what your neighbor's saying with or without a mask on.
But you can hear it across because it'll travel that whole dome over the other side of the stadium. The people on the other side can hear better than the person next to you.
It is a wild place, and it goes straight up. So if you're up in that top section, it's just a wall of sound. Wolverines, along with the Frankfort Panthers and these Franklin County Flyers, these past couple of years, as Coach Page was saying to me, it's all great and well and good to be the number 1 seed, but those 3 teams have beat up on each other, and then it ends up being some wild 3-way coin flip to determine the seeds, and it always seems like Great Crossing has drawn the team that's been playing the best at the end of the season out of those 3. But that's what you're up against at playoff time, as we know, and it'll be interesting in the 42nd district too. Scott County has really not gotten into the meat of that schedule yet. They had a win over Douglas and a close loss to Bryant Station. The game against Henry Clay was postponed due to weather. So again, just like last year, we're going to have a lot of games in a short amount of time, and it's going to test that bench because, as we were saying off air, Scott County not dealing with a lot of depth on their side this year either.
Yeah, those kids really compete hard, but it's tough when you only have 7 in your rotation. And I know that Coach Glenn and Coach Wilhite are trying to develop some of those other kids to get them some more playing time if they can be contributors to help out. But the 7 that they're counting on are that's a low number to be able to do in high school basketball. Anybody gets in foul trouble or anybody catches a cramp, and you're down to 6, and that's tough to do.
Scott County girls will be the next game on the network here. That is Friday night. They will be hosting Bryan Station in a 42nd district matchup, 7:30, the time of the varsity start that night. Scott County will host Scott High tomorrow in a girls game. That should be I want to put that down as a winnable game for the Cardinals if you look at common opponents and some of the things that have transpired this year. And that's a team that hopefully has gotten at least a couple of players back. It's been a mash unit throughout the first month of the season, but they finally got Tyra Young and Emma Price back, a couple of experienced players before the last game. They lost at Dunbar, but they took it down to the final minute and looked more like they were going to be competitive here in the second half. And we certainly hope they can stay healthy.
Definitely. Coach Helton does a great job with that girls program and developing his players and getting the most out of, sometimes they're playing 7th and 8th grade girls, and there's a lot of development to happen there, and they really, both of the Heltons do a great job of developing their players.
Yeah, we've made a lot of the freshmen and the Great Crossing boys starting lineup, but the Scott County girls, you're right, it had some 8th graders playing key roles, Kirsten Young and Belle Banner, and the list goes on. Great Crossing girls are on a 5-game winning streak. They have, I believe, the second longest in their short history. They are up to 11-5 on the season, and Coach Glenn Wilson doing a good job with them. We will have them again shortly. I'm sure, actually, I believe next week against Western Hills is a doubleheader. So we'll have both Great Crossing teams that night. See where that stands going into the second half of the season. Of course, Great Crossing girls chasing Franklin County on that side as well. And the Franklin County girls probably the head and shoulders favorite. But
Joey Thacker's always got those girls ready to go.
He does. They are long. They could put 5 players on the court that are 5'11" and up. It seems like watching them at the Toyota Classic. This one's going to be interesting down the stretch as well. Great Crossing up by 2. Franklin County starts the second half with the ball. Zach Cox, 10 points and a 4 for 12 first half. He will go right back to the basket. Now kick it out to Mulder. Mulder thought about a 3. Now drives high off the glass. No good. Gets his own rebound. Swatted by Marino. It will stay with the Flyers.
And yet another offensive rebound. Really a nice set coming out of the half right there by Coach Moore. They ran a back door, and then they ran a back screen on the opposite side. Great Crossing did a nice job not letting them get an open shot.
Catch and shoot on the inbounds pass for Cox. It was blocked again. Dawson rebound, gets it ahead to Skierman. Richardson in the corner, tried to force it into Marino. It was knocked out of bounds by Chenault. Will stay with GC.
Skierman showing that aggression right out of the box and getting that block shot, not giving any room to Cox right there at the first set.
Dawson catches it at the left elbow, finds Richardson in the corner for a 3 that's no good. Mulder tears down the rebound. 26-12 now in the rebounding category in favor of the team in gold. They have a chance to tie or take the lead once again. Mulder guarded by Marino, 2 big guys playing up top. Now it's Claudio. Drives into traffic, kicks it to Cox for a 3 that's short. Mulder went after the rebound, but he could not save it. It will go to the Warhawks. 6:59 to play, third quarter. Tenuous 2-point lead for Great Crossing, trying to stay undefeated in the 41st district as they make the first trip through the district schedule. Home and home series as per usual this year after a break from that last year. Nice pass from Dawson. Marino couldn't finish it the first time, but just drops it in with nobody around him on the second opportunity.
Definitely a halftime adjustment by Coach Page. They went overload against the zone that time and had those 4 guys on that side of the floor, so the high-low was there.
Nice pass inside to Chenault. Marino was there, though. Altered the shot at the very least and came away with the defensive rebound. Richardson up ahead to Dawson in the right corner for 3. No good. Rebound Franklin County. Braylon Dawson for Franklin County came down with a board. Gets it to Cox. Cox finds Dawson. Back to Cox. 28-24. GC on top by 4. They've led by as many as 11.
Great Crossing with a couple of good looks to start this half, but they haven't made a 3 yet this game.
Pass inside, kicked around. It will stay with Franklin County. Falling to the floor was Chenault. Inbounded now by Claudio. Dawson will get it to Cox. Cox drive, dish. Mulder from the baseline, partially blocked. Marino got a hand on it. And the foul on the rebounding action will go against the Flyers. First foul for either team this half. That's on Mulder. It's his 3rd, and that's a key for the Flyers. It's been a grind for Great Crossing. Another chance to maybe get a gap established as Richardson takes a 3 that's long. Rebound Dawson. He'll go back up with it strong. No good. And the rebound, the foul on Great Crossing. It will go back to the Flyers, who trail by 4 with 5:25 remaining, third period. Foul is on Godfrey, his 2nd. Cox guarded by Godfrey.
Interesting matchup.
Yeah. Godfrey, 6'5" in the program. He looks a little longer than that the way he plays. Probably still growing as a sophomore. Dawson shuffled his feet in the paint for Franklin County, and it will go back to the Warhawks. That's at least 10 turnovers now for the Flyers. So Great Crossing has had the advantage in that category. Where they have not had the advantage is rebounds. Skierman forced it to Dawson, got knocked away by Franklin County. We'll stay with the Warhawks. Chenault got a hand on it. Richardson will inbound under the basket to Marino. But Marino shuffles it out to Dawson. Richardson in the corner for a three. It's good. Gage needed that. It's his first of the night. He has 6 points. 7-point lead all of a sudden, once again, with 4:40 remaining third quarter. Cox dribbling through traffic. Gets it back from Dawson for a deep three. No good. Marino just mistimed his jump and couldn't get the rebound. Chenault came up with it. They'll get a foul. I think it's going to be on Skierman from the back. It is. No, it's on Marino. So that's 3 on Malachi to match Mulder. So both big men in a little bit of foul trouble with 4:28 remaining third quarter. Chenault to the line. He's been good there, 4 for 4 on the night. Misses that. So usually I only jinx home team players, but I jinxed the visitor there.
Well, Franklin County's only shooting 62% from the free throw line on the year. So
5 for 7 tonight. So they're a little uncharacteristically good to this point. Both teams have struggled from the line throughout the season, and Chenault misses both as if on cue. Skierman rebound. Richardson just made a three, has the ball. Chance to stretch this lead out again. It's 7 right now. It's been as many as 11 before Franklin County cut it back to 2. Skierman for 3. No good, but there's a foul. He'll go to the line. It's going to be on Chenault. So Chenault now has 3. Mulder has 3 for Franklin County. Marino 3 for Great Crossing. Skierman at the line to shoot 3. Misses the first. So it will not be a double-digit lead when he's done. But 2 more chances. 4:12 to play, third quarter. Makes the second. It's his first point of the night. All 5 starters in the scoring column, along with Taekwon Stakelin, who had a couple off the bench. Skierman makes 2 out of 3 to make it a 9-point lead. Zach Claudio trapped, gets it to Chenault at the foul line. Chenault will drive. Godfrey disrupted the shot. It's missed. It's on the floor. Second opportunity, though. Loose ball. Braylon Dawson picked it up and laid it in. 33-26. Richardson, Skierman in the corner, drives the baseline, kicks it to Dawson. Dawson, little floating hook is good. Dawson with 12, 35-26.
Nice find by Ty there. Drove baseline. Knew Vince would be right in the middle.
Braylon Dawson for Franklin County, short on the jumper. Mulder rebound, puts it back up and hooks it in. Mulder with 6 to get it within 7.
I tell you, they're really good at pinning Great Crossing under the basket a little farther than they need to be to get those offensive rebounds.
Baseline jumper is good for Dawson. Stakelin on the assist, 3:13 to play. Steve Page will get a timeout. Trey has 14 points, and the Warhawks are up 9.
Yeah, Coach Page talking about rebounding right now, and that when the shot goes up from the weak side, our guys are running to the rim, and then Franklin County just pushes them another couple of feet underneath, and then the ball's bouncing over their head, and Franklin County is able to get those rebounds by getting in good position. So I know that Coach Page and his crew will be talking to those kids about blocking out a little bit farther out the rest of the game. I do have to mention Coach Dudley Mattingly, who is sporting the greenest sports coat I've ever seen in my life. And I am glad.
Is he a Masters champion or something?
He's got the tie on, so he's not converted yet to the sweatsuits. And he does have the green, very green, St. Patrick's Day looking sports coat.
A little drive and dish as they get through the pressure, and Mulder with the finish. I'm all for coaches looking dapper. We need to get back to that post-pandemic, whenever that may be. Stakelin for three and a 10-point lead. No good. Rebound, Claudio. Under 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. 37-30 Warhawks. Mulder again kicks it back out to Claudio. And gets it to Cox, who's guarded closely by Stakelin. Cox, drive. Baseline jumper, no good. Rebound again off the offensive glass for Franklin County. Leads to a 15-footer by Dawson that's short. Skierman tried to get his fingers on the rebound. Coming in from the back with Chenault. Contact, no call, but it would go to Great Crossing.
There was a lot of contact on that one. Most of those rebounds they've gotten have been straight up, and but that one was he landed right on Skierman.
The ball didn't lie as it went to the Warhawks. 2:15 to play in the third quarter. Richardson bringing it up slowly. Again, point guard Janias Burrell out of the lineup for the fourth consecutive game. Dawson throws it away to Claudio.
Franklin County changed from a 3-2 to a 2-3 and caused some confusion.
Claudio cashes in with a short jumper. It's a 5-point game, under 2 minutes to play in the third period. Skierman inside to Dawson. Turnaround is good. Boy, he is just so deadly. Short range, mid-range. Trey with 16 points tonight.
Good things have happened when they've got the ball to him in the middle of the zone.
Franklin County almost threw it away. Cox got it at the Warhawk logo. 90 seconds to play, third period, 3-possession game. Cox guarded by Stakelin, and he'll earn the 5-second call as Cox could not get rid of it. Good defense there by Taekwon.
Really a nice job moving his feet, not letting the Cox try to do a back dribble to separate to get the count off, but Stakelin was right on him.
Coach Moore trying to exhort the Franklin County bench. He knows this is a pivotal spot in the game. Great Crossing with a chance to tear it open. Richardson, foul line jumper is good from Dawson. Richardson has 8 points. It's a 9-point lead. 1 minute to play, third quarter. Drive by Chenault, blocked, but they're going to get a foul. Godfrey and Richardson were both there. They'll get Godfrey. It's the third foul on Jeremiah to join Marino in that department. Clock stops at 58.7 seconds. Chenault misses his third consecutive free throw, so that's been good news for GC.
Law of averages had to kick in at some point.
Regression to the mean. He is now 4 for 7 on the night. Makes that one. 7 points for Chenault, 41-33. Gage Richardson with the ball. Finds Dawson. Stakelin. And now Skierman in the corner. Gets it to Dawson. Kick back to Skierman for a three. Yes.
Big play. And
Ty
again,
with his first three of the night. It's an 11-point lead to match the largest of the game.
And it all stemmed from Dawson getting the ball in the middle of the zone again.
Godfrey with a block. Dawson with an offensive board for Franklin. And Chenault lays it in. Back to single digits. So what could have been a dagger three by Skierman answered at close range from Franklin County. Great Crossing will try to take the last shot.
On another second shot, on another offensive
It
rebound.
has been, that gap has only widened. Dawson for three, can't get it to fall. Rebound, Skierman can't beat the buzzer as he falls away and puts up an air ball. With 8 minutes to play, Great Crossing up 44-35 over the Franklin County Flyers.
Solid quarter really for Great Crossing that time. They came out and made some more hustle plays. That, Franklin County still got some offensive rebounds, but the defense of Great Crossing really increased that quarter. And it was nice to see them hit a couple of three-pointers. I really think they were missing that throughout the first part of the game. And Skierman hit one and Richardson hit one, and it's big. And especially when you're facing a zone, to be able to knock down a couple of open threes, spreads out that middle, and then when you get it in the middle of Dawson, good things really happen.
Inside out has worked well all season long, and it continues to be the recipe. There's just no pretty way to beat Franklin County, I've decided. I've seen this matchup for 3 years now, and they are going to muck up the game as much as they can and make it tough on you and tough on you to do the things that you like to do offensively. And that has been the case again tonight.
That's
Great
a
crossing.
36-29 rebounds now.
That is 36-20.
Oh,
So
36-20.
The gap has widened. It was plus 13. It's now plus 16. 18 offensive and 18 defensive.
That will not be a fun film session for the
No,
Warhawks.
Coach Page has got to be beside himself over that. Stakeland with the ball for great crossing. They find Richardson in the corner for another open three. Biggest lead of the night is a dozen for the Warhawks with 7:45 to play. They're finding out you can't leave Gage Richardson that open. They've done it twice in this half and paid the price.
Really a good design set. They ball screened the top of the zone, and that caused the next guy to have to cover Scareman and then left Gage open in the corner. Nobody to come out unless the center did, and he wasn't going to come out that far.
Cox guarded by Stakeland. Stakeland has gotten right into his grill here in the second half. Cox misses. He has not scored in the second half. Point of emphasis, and Taekwon Stakeland has taken it to heart. Stakeland loses the handles. Claudio with the steal. Claudio through traffic lays it up and under and in. 10-point game with 6:56 to play.
There's the ball.
Stakeland drive pass to Marino for an easy layup. Marino into double digits with 11. It's been a quiet 11 for Malachi. Foul trouble has been partially responsible for that. Maybe primarily responsible. 49-37, under 6.5 to play. Claudio, turnaround, fade away, no good. Rebounded by Marino. Richardson pushing the tempo to Skierman. He'll get it back to Gage, and he'll slow it down. No reason to be in a hurry if you're the Warhawks.
Usually Malachi gets a couple of offensive stickbacks, and I don't know that he's gotten many of those tonight. I don't remember them.
No, maybe one early in the game. Skierman to Marino, going right at Mulder to draw the fourth foul on the big man from Franklin County.
Good strong take to the basket there by Malachi.
Max Mulder with 8 points, all coming in the second and third periods, as he was in foul trouble early, and now he's in deeper foul trouble with his fourth at the 5:58 mark. Marino drops the first free throw in for the largest lead of the game to this point of 13. Misses the second, rebound Mulder. Up to 5 possessions now for the lead. Franklin County has not been able to make a three in a while. In fact, Cox has the one early. He'll go right at Marino and draw a foul on the Warhawks. They'll get Richardson. It's the second on Gage. Clock stops at 5:41. Cox to the line.
They bailed him out there. I think Malachi was ready to volleyball swat that one to about half court if they'd have let him go on through without fouling him.
Cox misses the free throw. He's 4 for 16 from the field going into this fourth quarter. They've done a good job on the main man for the Flyers. Misses the second free throw as well. Ty Skierman rebound. Great crossing, maybe with a chance to salt this away here. Dawson finds Skierman in the corner, back to Stakeland.
Franklin County in man now.
Running a little flex there, and Claudio got a hand in there and took it away. Now it's on the floor. I don't believe they had possession, but somehow Franklin County, I thought maybe got a timeout. Nope, they're going to call a foul. Somehow Skierman get whistled for his third foul there, 5:20 to go. First I thought they were giving the Flyers a timeout, and I was sure they did not have possession long enough to pull that off. Claudio, the drive. Dawson, 17-footer in and out. Are they going to get an offensive foul?
They've called to push in the back. That's not been called all night.
Max Mulder has just fouled out of the game for Franklin County with 8 points. That's a tough way to foul out.
Yeah.
5:09 to play, and that certainly gives the Warhawks a big advantage when you've got everybody 6'3" and above on the court. Into Dawson, nice little bounce pass to Skierman, goes for the reverse layup, draws the contact, and will go to the line.
Franklin County stayed in man, and just super unselfish play by the Warhawks. All three of them could have had an open shot, and they made a pass to Skierman for a better option.
Skierman misses the free throw, back rim on the first. He'll get another. That's the fourth foul on Chenault, so the ranks are getting pretty thin for the Flyers. Lyndon Moore checks into the game for, I believe, the first time. Skierman missed both free throws. And back come the Franklin County Flyers. Time's a wasting for them, under 5 minutes. They're down 13. And that's going to be a moving screen on number 33 for Franklin County, John Griffin. He's another guy that hasn't been in the game much. Not lately, anyhow.
He did a nice job at the end of the JV game, but caught a cramp at the very end.
That's right. He was the one stumbling out into the hallway. There's a putback for Marino. I guess he's taking requests. He's got 14 and a 15-point lead for the Warhawks. Cox, floater, blocked by Skierman, rebounded by Marino. Stakelin on the run, drives it, lays it in. Warhawks pulling away here down the stretch.
They've gotten some nice minutes from Stakelin tonight. He's done a good job defensively. And then to finish off a shot right there, he's handled the ball fairly well tonight and been in control when they've attacked this zone. Nice minutes from that young man.
He has played a big chunk of the game. Coming into this fourth quarter, he had played, 14. Mulder has fouled out, and Marino has capitalized a couple of times here lately on that foul trouble.
This week in Warhawk history, January the 15th, 2021, Carson Walls led the Warhawks with a 21 points, and Caleb Perry had a double-double with 10.
We're getting some Warhawk trivia over the PA here. It's not a long history, but it's already a proud history. And this program certainly on the right trajectory, Keith. They won their 10th game by far earlier than they ever had before in the 13th game of the season the other night. About to go 11-3 here, 3-0 in the district.
Steve really building a great foundation, with these freshmen that are coming up, already contributing and super ultra talented, mixed in with his veterans like Ty Skierman and getting him to be the enforcer and the leader and earn that hard hat several times. Really doing a nice job building the program.
They get through the pressure there and get a shot to the Flyers. Dawson gets his own rebound, as has been the trend all evening. This might be the biggest margin of victory I've ever seen by a team that may get out-rebounded by 20. There's a three-pointer that's good by Claudio.
Here comes a little press from Franklin County.
Might as well. It doesn't matter if you lose by 10 or 30. Dawson gets it to Stakelin. They get through, and Martin threw it into traffic. The long arms of Lyndon Moore knocked it away. It will stay with the Warhawks. 3:34 to play. 14-point margin right now in favor of the good guys. And Coach Page will have to get a timeout as Stakelin was having a little trouble getting the ball in bounds.
Yeah, they've executed really well on their OB unders and scored easily a couple of times. And they didn't execute that well that time.
No, it seemed like some miscommunication. Somebody zigged where they were supposed to zag.
They never got set up. They never got in the right spots to start the play, and then it was confusion from there. And Steve Page takes great pride in small situations getting him a couple of extra points. And so scoring off OB underplays is an area of pride for him and always has been. And so teaching a few details here right now, I'm sure, during this timeout.
And again, he's a teachable moment for a young team, and that's the key is those situations get magnified in games that are not 14-point games, that you're down to crunch time. So you don't want to lose your attention to detail. Great Crossing looking for its fourth straight victory, and it's come during a time of adversity with a short roster, to be sure. They've used 7 tonight. Stakeland still looking for somebody. Now he fights Skierman for a wide open 3, short. Rebound Dawson. Up with it. Trey puts it away. He's got 18 points to lead all scorers in a 16-point lead for the Warhawks. Cox, he's had a tough night from the field. And it just got tougher. Warhawks on the run. Martin, patented floater from him is good. Stretching it out now to 58-40, ticking down to the 3-minute mark here, remaining in the game. Claudio drives it at Dawson, little hip check. I'm going to call that on Trey.
That was on number 1, Vince Dawson, his second.
Second foul of the night for Vince Dawson the third. 2:58 remaining in the game. Baseline drive and a lay-in for Franklin County's Dominic Taylor to cut it to 16. Nice ball movement there. Stakeland to Dawson, connecting the dots to Marino, who has 7 of his 16 in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, nice catch by a big fella and a good finish. He was challenged on that shot, gathered himself, laid it right in.
Nice little drive and lay-in by Zach Claudio, who moves into double figures with 11.
Claudio's had a nice game. Plays hard.
He has been the key. They have not gotten anything at all out of Zach Cox in the second half. Coach Page has got to love that. Stakeland on the run. Couldn't get it to fall. Gets his own rebound. Couldn't get that to go. And the rebound comes down to Moore. Cox may get on the board here. Nope. Too strong on the layup. Skierman rebound. Gets it to Dawson. Under 2 minutes. Dawson will take it to the hoop. Fade away is no good, but Marino's there on the backside. Gets a second opportunity and then a third. Puts it home. 62-44. Timeout on the floor with 1:42 to play.
Little Moses Malone there from Malachi as he missed the shot just so he could pad his rebounding stats and get another offensive rebound, stick it back in.
18-point lead, so at the end of things, it's going to look similar margin to the Frankfurt game last week, but almost a totally opposite kind of a flipped script, as that one was a first half runaway and then a second half that was kind of back and forth. This one, Great Crossing had to pull away late. Third quarter, end of the third, start of the fourth.
Yeah, they had those 2 big runs, one at the beginning of the second quarter, and then about midway through the third quarter really took off.
They've gotten a lot of production here in the second half out of Malachi Marino. A couple of big threes by Gage Richardson and Ty Skierman before that to stretch the lead.
And Dawson in the middle has really
Dawson's
been great.
just a consistent presence night in and night out. That's the thing with Dawson, is he doesn't have even many bad quarters. You always get something out of him offensively.
He's got the little Ty Washington kind of thing going where it's kind of quiet. It's not flashy. He's just solid, and he's going to make the right play the vast majority of the time. Smooth.
The only thing's flashy is those sneakers.
Yes.
Missed free throw by Chenault as he went to the hole and got fouled by Skierman, his fourth. Makes the second. It's been feast or famine for Chenault. He's missed more than he's made in the second half. It's an 18-point game. Skierman dribbles across the timeline, finds Dawson, drop it to Stakeland. No need to hurry here. Dawson, the lob to Marino for another finish inside. 20 points for Malachi, and Dawson racking up the assists. He had a school record 11 in the Christmas tournament against McCreary Central. He's not going to hit that tonight, but he's up around 6 or 7 by now, I'm sure. Franklin County trying to assert its will inside late and getting a little hook shot by Chenault. Little timeout for substitutions here to get Ethan Payne in the game, along with Jalen Warren and Jamari Mason for the Warhawks. So the victory cigars have been lit, 64-47. Warhawks will improve to 3-0 in the 41st district. They know that doesn't mean anything. It's what you do at the end of February and the beginning of March that matters. There's a steal. Franklin County is going to finally get Zach Cox on the board here after a tough second half for him, and another steal. So it's going to look better on paper than it was here down the stretch. Franklin County has whittled it to 13, but we are in the closing seconds. Martin's going to travel there with 11.9 seconds to play. Flyers kept some of their usual suspects on the floor till the bitter end after Coach Page put in the last of his reinforcements. Cox misses a 3. Fittingly, that will do it. Your final score, Great Crossing 64, Franklin County 51.
A solid win over a really scrappy team in the district. You always take those, and
take it and run.
With the way things are going right now, just glad they got to play tonight.
Yeah,
I'm
I know.
sure glad to get these games in, all of them, and hope everybody stays safe out there and take care of yourself with all the variant going around. We want everybody to stay healthy, and really enjoyed this game tonight. Big plays from Vince Dawson, Malachi in the fourth quarter. Team effort, really a team effort, and a lot to learn. I think Coach Page will go back to this film and talk about the rebounding that has to happen if they want to win the games that down the stretch. They're going to have to rebound better than they did tonight. But a lot of pluses, too. A lot of sharing the ball, attacking a zone, and their press worked fairly well. They created a lot of turnovers off of the press as well.
Pull the bleachers out, so it's not so hard for me to come up here and run to.
Our runner, Dustin, has brought the stats up to us. We appreciate it between every quarter. I do want to mention that Vince Dawson III became the school's all-time leading scorer tonight. He's a second-year freshman, so he'll have plenty of time. It's going to be interesting between him and Malachi, who owns that record at the end of it all. But KJ Tucker had it. He had 1 year under his belt. Just over 400 points is the total there. Trey had 18 tonight on 8 for 17 shooting. He had 7 assists and 6 rebounds. Your leading scorer for the Warhawks was Malachi Marino with 20, also 9 boards and 6 blocks. So those two guys getting it done again. Gage Richardson with 11 and a big 3 in the third quarter to really stretch this out. Balance for the Flyers, Zach Cox 12, Andrew Chenault 12, Zach Claudio 11. They held Franklin County to 35% from the field, shot 49%. Rebounds tightened up finally to 41-32 in favor of the Flyers at the end. It's still not where the Warhawks want it, but the bottom line is the scoreboard, and your final once again for the final time tonight. Great Crossing 64, Franklin County 51. Great working with you again, Keith. We'll hope to see you again soon. On behalf of Keith Greiser and Brett Smith and James Scoggin and Mike Scoggin and DT Wells and everybody that makes this possible, I'm merely Cal Oaks saying good night. God bless. We will see you Friday night, hopefully, for girls basketball up the street. Scott County will be hosting Bryan Station. Until then, good night, everybody.
Thanks, Cal. Have a great night.